Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, a Japanese anime film from 2005 that is a follow-up story that takes place after the related video game. 2 years after the events in Final Fantasy VII, a disease called Geostigma is spreading throughout the planet. This disease is believed to be caused by foreign material that invaded people's bodies 2 years earlier. Guilt-ridden and haunted by his past, ex-soldier Cloud Strife has decided to live a secluded, solitary life away from his friends while maintaining a delivery service whose headquarters is located in Tifa Lockhart's bar, the Seventh Heaven. So Tifa's bar serves as an orphanage for children stricken by Geostigma. Here she keeps an eye on a 6-year-old girl whose father is searching the planet for an alternative energy source. But one day, Cloud receives a phone call from the president of the world's largest energy production company, asking him for protection from a mysterious man called Kadaj. Kadaj, in the meantime, along with his two brothers, are searching for their mother, so to speak, their mother, and seem to believe that Cloud knows where to find her. In response, Cloud and his friends must come together again and fight these new enemies. So I personally did not play the related video game, even though I've heard that it's very good, but I still felt like I could reasonably follow all of the plot points in this film. The storyline does have some ambiguity to it that requires the viewer's imagination to fill in some of the blanks that are left. The characters also use terms that are not immediately defined, so I had no idea what they were talking about at times or what their goal was until things kind of clear up later on. That seems to be the basis for most of the criticisms that are launched against Advent Children. That the story and the characters are a bit clunky, with certain elements that seem to come from out of nowhere. Well, that's understandable, I guess, but I found it more than interesting enough to hold my attention. And the dilemma of the main character, Cloud, is easy to relate to because he starts off in a regretful, kind of distracted state of mind that limits his potential. This guy frequently gets defeated by his enemies during most of the film because his mind is elsewhere, he's infected by Geostigma, so at the very least, his struggles are extensively showcased, at least visually. But even if you do have problems with the story and the characters in this film, there's not much else you can complain about. Most of the anime that I've covered so far on this channel have had, outstanding production values, and Advent Children definitely continues that trend. The animation in this is just gorgeous, and still, after 10 years after it was made, it's still one of the best looking animated films I've ever seen. Really state-of-the-art technology on display here. One of the more stunning sequences takes place in a forest of glowing trees at night, which I really enjoyed. Definitely gives a fantasy vibe to it. And all of the character designs and environments look great too. Very high quality stuff. And the animation quality is only one of the two main reasons why I think people should watch Advent Children. The other reason is the action, which is just mind-blowing. The opening motorcycle scene, the fist fight in a cathedral, the sword melee in the aforementioned neon white forest, and the final 3-part extravaganza, which includes an inner-city face-off between a half-dozen protagonists and a gigantic flying Bahamut monster, a motorcycle pursuit, and a climactic sword duel lasting over a whopping 25 minutes, this finale lasts, are all phenomenal and very exciting. The Bahamut battle in particular represents everything I want to see in an animated action sequence. I loved it. And, you really need to understand the sheer amount of complexity and tightly constructed maneuvers that are presented in this movie. I mean, the number of attacks and counterattacks in these fights are just mind-boggling. I kid you not, there are scenes that probably have 50 maneuvers within a 30-second time span, and the best thing about it is that you can clearly see everything that's happening. It's similar to what you might find in like a high quality martial arts movie like The Raid or something. Only in this case, it's in animated form and involves characters with souped up fantasy abilities. It's just fantastic. I mean, any action junkie who watches Advent Children should come away pretty satisfied, I would think. And that's why I think this movie is kind of special to me. It was one of the first anime films that blew me away on a visual and action level. Despite some of the flaws it has in terms of story flow, the animation and the action is basically critic-proof. It's that good. Almost untouchable from reasonable criticism, I think. The short runtime of only 90 minutes enhances the entertainment value and helps to cut out any unnecessary filler or fat to sit through. And I would say that if you're in the mood for a high-octane fantasy anime film that is purely entertaining in a kind of popcorn blockbuster kind of way, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children is a very nice choice. And for the record, I have not seen the extended edition that was released on Blu-ray years ago, but I have heard that it is superior to this version overall. But hearing that, I definitely plan on checking it out at some point in the future. But both versions are widely available for your viewing, so have at it. So I definitely recommend this one. And as always, we'll see you next time.